Okay, it's bland. I admit it. It's a bland, boring football that the Panthers have played this preseason, but there's still reason for hope. There's still reason for optimism. Optimism in the future is very bright because even when you have a very basic play calls, and honest to goodness, watching the Panthers offense is like watching Wisconsin Badgers football right now. You know what? No, it's not like watching Wisconsin Badgers football. It's like watching Iowa Hawkeyes football. It is so bland, and it's very clear that Frank Reich has the old school don't give them anything. We want every advantage we can have going into the regular season. Also, I think that there's also just a level of we have young players that are trying to get used to each other. We don't have a lot of confusing stuff going on right now. So the offense is simple, almost too simple, but there's still good things to be had. So first, we're going to start by talking about your quarterback. And then there's a couple of other guys that I thought played well enough to garner some attention of the fans and to create some excitement. Overall, if you can stay in a game while playing that bland of a football game, things are going to go okay for you. But I also just want to talk about a few of the better players and stuff like that, and how obviously this offense is going to open up a little bit more once the regular season starts. Frank Reich has proven that. So don't worry. This isn't what your offense is going to look like. This isn't what Bryce Young is going to look like all the time. So this article was the Cat Scratch Reader. It's part of SB Nation. I enjoy getting my news from them. So here's what they said. The commitment to the Chuba Hubbard running game and the absence of Miles Sanders is telling. Reich has no intention of showing more from Young than he has to. I agree. Like that's kind of exactly what I was just saying. And they went on to say Young was never asked to make a play, but at least he also never made a play worse. The closest thing to a highlight was him falling to the turf under pressure, getting back up, scrambling into a position to attempt a low percentage throw, but safely placed a deep pass attempt to DJ Chart. I thought they could have made that work, but it ended up being irrelevant. There's another one over the middle to Mingo that I thought Bryce Young missed early on. I believe it was the first or second drive. But there it is. And now, obviously, I haven't read this. The worst thing Young did was throw a ball that may have been slightly ahead of fellow rookie Jonathan Mingo. It wasn't a bad throw, and Mingo may have pulled up on the route. It is hard to know. But these guys are still figuring it out. They are two rookies. We know that. That's okay. And I'm going to go ahead. I love always pulling up a box score for everybody when we're going through these things just to see what is going on. The fact that the Giants only scored 21 is kind of nuts to me, considering the overall completion percentage was like 80 with them. I mean, maybe more. It might have been closer to, yeah, it was a really good completion percentage. So, Tyrod Taylor, Tommy DeVito, and Daniel Jones all played really well. The New York Giants looked well oiled, but that was just, you could tell that Giants, they came out, and that was the difference between the Giants and the Panthers. All right. The Giants said, and Brian Dable said, we are going to run our normal offense. There was a ton of play action. There was a ton of whatever. You know what I'm talking about. I don't know why I'm stuttering over my words right now. Clearly, I do this live. So, anyways, there was a ton of RPOs. That's what I'm looking for. Run pass options. They were running all that kind of stuff. Like that is absolutely something the Panthers can and likely will run during the regular season, but they're not running it now. And that just tells you that's a coach's decision. I don't think it's that Bryce Young isn't ready for it. Like, of course he's ready for it. So Bryce Young looks as good as he can, but there's another couple players that I thought looked as good as they could as well. And one of them, very tiny stat line, was Jonathan Mingo. One catch for 15 yards, only 2 targets. And I don't, again, it's up for debate on if it's his fault or if it's Bryce Young's fault. And that's the intricacies of how PFF gets their ratings. I'll never know. But here's what I do know. Jonathan Mingo, at his frame, at his size, and what he presents, looks every bit of a running back after the catch as I thought he would coming out of Ole Miss. And in case you're wondering, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share another screen with you. And this is the raw athletic score of Jonathan Mingo. Like, these are my go-tos, people. You don't even look, I'm going to give you a secret. You don't need to watch our channel to see this. PFF, RAS, raw athletic score, and SB Nation. Like, these are the main things I'm usually looking at. But Jonathan Mingo, look at him. He's 6'1", almost 6'2", 220 pounds. Okay, he almost has the same size and build as like a Bijan Robinson. Like, he's a little taller, right? But look at the speed. You know, you got the 4.46 unofficial time, which is good speed. It's not elite, but it's very good. To great, honestly. The composite size grade is great. The explosion grade is elite, and I could not agree with that more. And he didn't do agility testing, but you always wonder, like, is he more of a straight line guy? What does he look like? And he showed when he has the ball in his hands, he's all over the place. Like, he can cut, he can move, he can do those kind of things. So when I look at this team, I see certain things. I see Thielen on the outside. You see DJ Chark on the outside. And then I see them using Mingo in a role, honestly, somewhat similar to what Deebo Samuel does with the 49ers. And I know that's kind of a antiquated, outdated take. And it's like, hey, bro, that's a year old. All right. But there's still room for guys like this. DJ Chark, if you can keep him healthy, that's a 1,000-yard receiver for you. It is. We've seen him do it at Jacksonville. We've seen him produce at a level that would be equivalent to a 1,000-yard receiver with the Lions last year when he was healthy. Okay. And Adam Thielen is the wily vet who has put up a ton of he almost has 600 catches for his career. It's insane. Right. So, like, there are good guys out here. And I think Laviska Shenault Jr. was the one that we all hoped. And I even did a video on it, I believe, for the Panthers, of like, they're using him like Deebo Samuel. So when I look at this, when I see the quote of Frank Reich earlier in the year, I think it was during OTAs, and I hear him talking about using Laviska Shenault almost in a Deebo Samuel role, and then you see Jonathan Mingo and the skills that he possesses. Well, it's on Frank Reich's radar to have this type of a role in the offense. And it's a very helpful role for a quarterback. So I think that it's not that they won't have it. I think it's just going to be a different person than we originally thought it was. I think it's going to be Jonathan Mingo instead of Laviska Shenault. And if Mingo gets hurt, Shenault could come in. He can do that too. He's younger. He's a little faster. He's got the same build and the same characteristics. So why not? Anyways, that's all I got for you on this video. Don't worry. Regular season's only 3 weeks away. You will be watching normal, good, not bland football very soon, I promise. And hey, keep watching until then. And after that, for more updates on the Panthers, what's going on. And we'll see you on the next one. Until then, leave a comment. Hit the like button. Maybe even subscribe. Why not? Just do it. All right. See you on the next one.